Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Information Paradise podcast. Today we have a very, very, very special guest. This is James. Now, say something about yourself, James.
I am a person.
James. I am James. We've been friends. We've been friends for a long, long time.
Yeah. We've done many things.
Yeah, we've done a lot of things.
Many things together. Been in a band was one of the main ones.
Yes.
Spent a lot of time sort of learning and creating together, so that was a lot of fun.
A lot of times sort of in the forest at night.
Forest, camping, all sorts of crazy,
all sorts of plants,
adventures.
All sorts of foliage.
And other than that, I am just a person.
Yeah.
Making my way through life.
Yeah, so when did we meet? I swear it must have been it could have been the first year of secondary.
Yeah, it must have been really early on, whatever age that is. That's like 12, 13 or something. Yeah, we knew each other for a bit, and then I remember Dylan introducing us properly for the band idea to be like,
holy shit.
Yeah,
actually,
should we start a band?
Yeah.
Went to the music room.
Oh my
and
God.
it went from there pretty much. Pretty crazy stuff.
So I still remember in the flashback here, I still remember the science room where me and Dylan were sat. I remember exactly where we were sat, where we would say the first things regarding the creation of that band. So
yeah, crazy times. I think I would definitely say that definitely changed a lot of stuff in my life. I
think it changed the world.
Yeah. It definitely changed the world for me when we
changed our world. Yeah, actually, like before and after of that, I felt like I was a part of something. I felt like
exactly.
Some energy flow.
I just feel like a lot of stuff we ended up doing, stems and rooted back to like you, me, Seth, and Dylan playing in the shack.
Dude, so the shack is a sacred location. We pilgrimage there every time we go back to this small town.
Yeah, it really was a magical place.
It was a homemade box of basically wood.
Like pretty much filled completely with music gear, amps, and microphones and PAs, drum kit. Not much room to move about, but you can stand there with your instrument. It wasn't very soundproofed either, but we used to play long and hard.
Yeah.
And very loud.
After school, in our school uniform, just sweating.
Yeah. Pretty much. Just really, really pissing off your neighbours.
Yeah. About the neighbours, like oh my God, like there was no soundproof. So
I think I can remember like maybe one little square patch of like carpet had been put on the wall to maybe dampen the sound a little bit, but otherwise there was nothing else really up.
That's so hilarious. Dude, I showed you these times.
We did have those records. We would have records stuck up on the wall with like with the most funniest album covers or whatever. Just if it looked silly, if it was dumb, we put it up.
That was the purpose of that wall, and we still got that wall like in the new shack.
You still got the records up. That's banging. Do you still have the Look Man No Hands one?
Yeah. That was a good song though, right? That was a good song.
Yeah, that was amazing. I actually do think that was like one of the best tunes. Like that was actually a lot of fun. It was, by the way, disclaimer, it was just like teenage punk rock, and it was a mess, but it was amazing. We didn't care if we were good or bad. We thought it was sick, and
we did. Yeah,
and we'd just go crazy with it. It was good fun,
dude. Like, the worst part. I mean, I guess we can't really go chronologically, but at the end, the worst part for me was when Jack Salter got involved. I felt like the vibe just went, and he was so technical. He was so good.
Too technical, yeah. But, you know. That is true. We didn't follow anything really musically at all. It was like
vibe.
Let's just kind of figure out if two chords sound good together, and smack the shit out of our instruments, pretty much. It was amazing though, and those were some of the early days to just everything. Yeah, everything we eventually learned as we grew up, and all our experiences. I'm so glad it happened.
Yes. So I mean, that was like the foundation for our little social group, really. Because me and Seth making music.
Yeah. It was really fun. It was a really good time. But yeah, that was so long ago now. It feels like it was not that long ago, honestly.
I guess
it never feels that long ago.
So 2021, it was 5 years ago. 2016.
5 years. Mad.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Quarter of my life. That's a quarter of my current existence.
Yeah.
5 years. That's nuts.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, good times. And that's how we know each other.
Yep.
And
we know each other.
Yeah, great times.
It also happens that we would have interesting conversations in this period of time. And often they would go on to a spiritual kind of vibe, like a society kind of vibe. What's going on in society?
Yeah, that's it. The origins of any sort of expanded thought is just, oh man, society, what?
Yeah.
Everyone reached that point. Everyone sits down at some point, then they start talking about it. And that's what happened with us.
Weed was involved.
Yeah, it was. But
oh yeah, but that's good. That's what helped us.
Literally. It just paved the way for so much conversation that we had. That just completely broadened perspective on everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was good fun at the same time. Like,
and the good thing is like this isn't all in the past as well. So like, look at where we are now. You know. So, and I also want it to be in our future. Because my plans, my plans. Basically, do the same kind of thing. But yeah. So, yeah. So like this podcast is supposed to be about like, hopefully people will watch it and then be like, oh, nice ideas, and like, enlightening, and like maybe have an impact on the life where it's like, oh, I see the world in a new way now. But yeah, so let's talk about suffering, because this is what people want to get rid of. So what is suffering?
What is suffering? I'd say suffering is sadness in the most part.
Yeah.
Or despair. Just I understand there's always a balance needed, but suffering is when there's almost a hopelessness and stuff, sort of thing like that.
It's like an indicator that something's wrong as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's it's one of the symptoms of things going wrong, perhaps.
Yeah, like, I mean, many people medicate it with different ways, don't they? Like gambling, and drugs,
drinking, porn.
But so how do we naturally? I think we all kind of know, like, you know, like having friends, playing a guitar or something, having different insight.
Expression.
Yeah. So the biggest insight for me, which I think gets rid of it all, and it's basically what is meant by I. When we talk about this, so because when we believe that we are something limited and that something's going to die, then we're bound to be attached, and then therefore fear. It's very rare this kind of speak.
No, yeah, I get that. I'd say fear is something that leads to suffering.
Yeah.
So in a way, this attachment of believing our own like vulnerability and the fact that we're kind of like finite, we're not thinking we're going to end when we die, that brings fear, and fear brings a suffering in a way. I think you see that in things that happen in the world where people are scared, you know, and you sometimes question, are they being scared about something that sometimes you might be able to see as something that's not scary? Surely you're self-inflicting a lot of suffering. See that in some things.
Yeah.
We look at you know, some things that go on politically in the United States, stuff that goes on politically here in Britain, like it feels like some people create this fear and seem to almost be creating problems for themselves. I don't know where that stems from, but it does seem like that sometimes.
Yeah, it's really confusing. Like, we'd see, like, I mean, if they had a different perspective, if someone had a different perspective about something, they're going to be happier or less happy.
Yeah, I think it does come down to that. It's sometimes it can be about sort of ignorance, but not doesn't have to be a conscious ignorance, not like someone's choosing to ignore. Just could be the fact that they haven't had any sort of outlets to gain perspective on other things. They haven't had education from any people in their lives, or you know, mentors or idols in their lives who could help offer them perspective. But I think ultimately it does come down to that. It's just like education, really.
So
that can help. That can help remove a lot of suffering, I think.
Yeah, definitely Toynbee school education. That removes loads.
Maybe not quite education in that way, I guess.
Yeah, institutions.
I think the fact that some of the problems come from the fact that these buildings that are meant to teach us fail to teach us in a lot of aspects.
Yeah.
I think that's quite concerning.
Hopefully society will evolve. Yeah, that's another topic. We love to talk about like the evolution of society. I think we do, right? Yeah,
it's good to be hopeful about it.
Yeah,
I do believe that we will end up in a society that's going to work out better than what we've been through for decades, and even what people have been through centuries before us and stuff.
Yeah, I was thinking like, so in this day and age, as opposed to like the 1950s, today everyone's more open about like talking about their emotions and stuff. But I believe this is great, but the reason for that is because it's like a privilege. We now can, like, but most people couldn't sort of previously, because it's like, stereotypes. You have to be a certain way, fit into like a box. Or whatever.
Oh, sorry, I've lost the audio. I can't hear you. oh, there we go. You're back. Cool. I think that was my internet was a bit funny. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry, what were you saying there about how we now have the privilege?
Yeah. So like, now we have like a privilege we have like the ability to talk about how we feel and like talk about mental health, and as opposed to like 1950s where it was more, you know, oh, you had to be a man or whatever bullshit, and like other stuff. So now we have this, and this is great because we can work through mental health properly, and then a lot of the problems that come from poor mental health, they vanish.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true. Then, like, yeah, exactly. There's loads of things that are happening right now, this day and age, that are showing that we are getting.
Yeah, and there's like things that like show that there's poor mental health as well, like eating poor food and shit. Like I have to eat poor food to feel happy and shit like that. Well, really, they just need a friend or something.
Yeah. Just some mode of expression, somewhere they can talk about the things, or you know,
express it somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
Music, whatever they want to do.
Yeah. No, I do believe that. Yeah, and it's just these things that show that if you say, so what, since the 50s, that's about 70 years now. In another 70 years, what is it that we have that's difficult now that is probably going to be completely different in another 70 years time, that maybe we didn't even realize was a problem, because maybe people in the 50s didn't realize because they didn't really understand talking over mental health and understanding mental health too well. But what if, you know, in another 70 years time, we could have a whole new understanding of more complex concerns to do with just people in general, people all together and connecting. And personally, I think that will happen unless everything gets wiped out for some reason and we're back in the Stone Age, you know. But I think it's just it's interesting to think about developing societies and stuff like that. I do think it's good.
Yeah. So what came into my mind, like, yeah, so it's good to think about like what the best thing could be, the best like society could be. When I imagine it, I'm seeing like the Garden of Eden, basically. So yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Right.
The thing is
like a paradise.
Yes. Oh.
But yeah, no, I get that, and yeah, it's, you know, it's an interesting thing to think about. It does, because like we're saying, that it's just having this sort of thought towards the future, or right, you know, it's not like we're sat on it and we're hoping for it. We're expecting it to come in the next 5 months, whatever. Just understanding potential, I think, is always quite beneficial for anyone.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of like what we're saying with gaining perspectives, and understanding on life in general.
Yeah, so like also like this translates into the personal life too. Where it's like if we never thought like about what my life could be, then you probably never get there, or you know, stumble upon it by accident. If you really sort of think about like what can I do and shit like that, then it's
potential that you have. Yeah, totally. I totally agree.
One of the systemic things I think about is what if meditation was taught in schools? I'm just like, fuck, what would the society look like?
Yeah, if meditation was a more ingrained aspect of day-to-day life sort of thing.
Yeah.
Within the culture you live in.
Yeah, because I guess like in China and stuff like that, in certain places, it kind of is. And then you just look at them and you're just like, wow, you can't. We need a bit more.
Yeah, no, I do agree. Sort of mindfulness is something that, like, I believe, has been losing. Society's definitely lost touch with all over the world, I think. And that comes with an influx of sort of distracting commodities of all sorts, like mobile phones, I think.
Yeah, dude.
I do think mobile phones are quite damaging.
It's fucking crazy.
It's like, because I was just thinking, like, I know it's amazing that we're able to do this right now, talk to each other at 2 points in the country. I could be on the other side of the world and we'd still be able to do this. But before, people who weren't in the same room as each other, or weren't in the same country, couldn't really talk unless it was over the phone, sort of thing. Just over like a landline cabled into the wall somewhere. They might have to pay for a payphone, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And when they had time away from people, that does open up the opportunity for more mindfulness in a way. You think about it.
Yeah.
You don't have to look at your phone thinking about, should I just message these people now and talk to someone constantly and things like that. But it's just, I don't know. There's there's two sides to it. There's its benefits and there's its negatives. And you wish there could be a way to slim off the negatives and keep those positives, but
are you talking about mobile phones?
Mobile phones and sort of technology altogether, sort of thing. Yeah. But well, and I guess in a way, stemming to like you were saying earlier about social media, like that also does work as a distraction to us doing a lot of things.
Yeah, I'm pretty like happy that I walked into like researching about not having social media. This guy called Cal Newport, and he's pretty like, he says some pretty cool stuff. Yeah, like life as being real. Life is real. I want to like be with you in Brighton. You know how we were.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Obviously, this is great because you're still you, and like it's still cool. But it's
it's like what you're saying, to be in the same room with each other having this conversation. Just it would be much better. Yeah. But I get it. But that is just it just all changes, I guess. But when we're saying we hope society changes for the better, what do you think the future of technology, like social media and like mobile phones, what do you think the impact could be, and how it is going to be part of what we do? Because I find it hard to see it dwindling down. I feel like we're just going to go further and further with it.
Yeah.
Like almost more invasive personally to everyone. That's what technology will eventually be. But
so like I see it kind of going two ways. It depends on the masses mindset, average mindset. So if we stay sort of, if the masses, they kind of stay sort of, for want of a better word, unaware of like spiritual stuff, I guess. Like egoic, like like kind of dumbed down, eating dumb food and stuff. Then I see that it's going to be a massive power thing. So basically technocratic kind of deal. So which is one of the reasons why social media, I don't really want it. Or so that's like the doomsday kind of thing. Like, oh shit, It's massive power.
Yeah.
Or it could be like, it's already pretty amazing where it's like, I mean, I can learn a load of stuff and meet people, but like, so in terms of psychological evolution, like spiritual evolution, if we, it's just like when you're connected with many people, and you have the realization that there's more to the I, there's more to myself than just the body, then it can be a great tool, like for having interconnectedness, billions of people able to like message each other. And it's just fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's true. It does come down to a sort of majority outlook, I guess.
Yeah, I think my average mindset is kind of negative about it, to be honest. In social media, I was testing.
Yeah, I'd agree. I still use it loads for loads of things, but I do think my main outlook on it is negative. And that's why it's such a difficult like modern problem, I guess. It's because I don't know. It's developed in a way to make you dependent on it to an extent. Even if it's subtle, like just subtleties. And once like you tell someone you don't have Instagram, their reaction might be like, "Oh, what?" And just that little thing, or all of a sudden there's this sort of like outsider mentality to the people who sway away from it. I think that's really odd that comes about, because no one has publicly said like, oh, if you don't have social media, you're weird, you're an outsider. That just kind of developed amongst people, and it's just like, oh, that's a strange thing. Someone pulls out a flip phone with buttons because they don't use apps and everything. You'll look at it and someone will be like, oh, what? No way. You don't have a touchscreen new iPhone or anything like that.
There's always going to be like the popular thing, like what the popular kids do and this shit. But I like the pushback where it's like it's actually cool to be uncool, and it's cool for like movie stars to dress like hobos. So, that's good.
Yeah. It's just to sort of turn against those, I guess going back to what you said previously, where you were talking about, it depends. We could go two ways depending on how everyone views life and whether we want to just absorb everything to do with technology and lead to a technocratic society or not. So if people reach some sort of revelation on maybe like taking a different path of day-to-day life, if somehow, like you said, if meditation really pulled through as something that maybe everyone would do the same way that everyone has Facebook, like, that's where it's at. It comes down to majority rule always at the end of the day. If the demand for new phones and new technology and new social media, if the demands for that are lower than everyone demanding anything else, that's the only way it kind of drops off. And it's just reaching that turning point is really hard, because right now it's a very small number of people who probably are thinking maybe we need to hold back on where we're going.
Yeah.
It's always interesting.
Yeah. I'm also like sort of rethinking my role in this whole thing. Like I'm thinking like, how much do I actually give a fuck? And like, how much would I rather go into the woods and never come back and to be a sage? I see that potential. I ask myself, what's my potential? And I get nothing less than the most. Yeah. My highest potential.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe we should all just run away to the woods.
I mean, imagine like if it was our friend group back in like 2016, and we just fucking like, fucking, we're gonna live on our own. We're gonna fucking see what we can do.
Mate, we used to though. We would go away for a weekend, go out into the woods, escape from school, GCSEs and A-levels and all that shit.
Yes.
But like, you know, the escapism of it is, you know, it's an attractive thing. It's something you really want to do.
The thing is, it's going from an unnatural thing to a natural thing.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, but then there is always something more. Like, you know, we think, should we just run away to the woods? Should we just do that? But you know, I guess it is still just a hope that there is things that can be changed, and you can contribute to a change. Yeah. You can live your way. You can realize how to live your life to wherever you want to go and do whatever you want to do. And if that's beneficial to more than just you, then you just got to go. You just got to do it. You just got to try to do that. As much as you might want to run away to the woods, but you know, got to make sure you run away to the woods every now and then, though.
Yeah.
Shuffle like a tread.
Yeah, temporary retreats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Retreats are a really healthy thing in every aspect. Like, even if it's not a retreat physically from where you are to another place, if it's a retreat from your attention and what you've been focusing on for weeks, take that retreat to just
restore.
Yeah, to just restore, because it's not good. It's not good for so much to be going on constantly in a human mind.
Yeah, like
especially if it's not a natural thing.
Yeah, so good chats, good very enlightening chat here.
Yeah. Touching on all the subjects, ticking them all off. Got society, technology, meditation. Tick it all off. We've done that. We've done it.
We've saved the world.
We've saved the world with one conversation. That's it.
This is the conversation. This is it. This is the conversation. Yeah. So, on the topic of the birth of Jesus Christ, what do you think of Jesus Christ? Cool.
Yeah, what do I think of Jesus Christ? I guess. Well, actually, funny enough, I saw you post a picture on Instagram. Funnily enough, on Instagram, which was, it's like when you when you're telling everyone to find God within yourself, they all start worshipping you, and it's like his face palm. It's like, I guess that's how I view Jesus. I believe he was quite a spiritual character whose real aim was to enlighten people and to help them out, especially during a time where, you know, there was, you know, not so much direction going on. Those in rule during those times were perhaps a bit more
rigid.
They just ruled you. You were these people. They were another people. They ruled you. Get on with it and do what we say. So I think, he was quite positive in that aspect. But I think when everyone, in terms of the church, if we say, like, that's where I'm not too keen on sort of worship over the man and stuff. But I do think, I'm not one of those people who don't think Jesus was real. I do think he was real. I think the Bible is different to the scriptures it's written based off. But ultimately, I think Jesus, maybe he was an alright guy. Maybe he was pretty cool.
Yeah. We'll never know.
I would have liked to meet him.
Yeah.
If I could go back in time and meet Jesus, I'd probably do that. But what do you think of Jesus?
Well, I think he was one of the best spiritual masters that there's ever been.
Fair, yeah. Fair enough, yeah. I'd say that's probably true. Up there. Yeah.
Yeah, so like, wow. I mean, whether or not he was a real person, irrelevant to me, dude. I'm not religious. I'm inspired by that.
Yeah.
By that, bro.
Yeah. There. Yeah, I do think there is, you can still take a lot from these stories of what Jesus did. You can take a lot from them and learn a lot, whether you're religious or not. I definitely do believe. Same goes for most sort of religious texts. I think there's always something to learn. That's kind of the purpose of them. There's an underlying learning message, and yeah, I think it should interest people. I understand why you have people who are atheists or agnostic and people who disagree with religious states and churches of any religion. But I still think at the core of everything, every religion, there is something there that is quite valuable to any human to kind of take from. I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah, especially like when reading the Bible, and I'm doing this recently, when reading the Bible from a non-dual perspective, where it's not about religion, like it's just a different experience,
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think I mean when I say non-duality? I'm not sure.
Wait, what is it? Non-duality.
Yeah, non-duality.
I'm not familiar with it, but if I was to take a guess, I'd say sort of, I don't know, taking away the aspect of two sides on something.
Yes, that's it.
Oh,
so
okay.
The two sides are me and everything else.
Okay.
So imagine if that duality collapsed and reality became one. I mean that's it.
Yeah. Do you find aspects of non-duality in the Bible then?
Yeah.
While reading.
Yeah, and my view is that he was preaching non-duality.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, I and my father are one. It's one quote. And like it's just like it's so deep. The separation between me and you, and it's natural in the sense that it's natural for like it makes it easier to hunt a mammoth when I can say, James, get around the back of him, and you're like, oh yeah, me.
Yeah.
So but yeah.
Yeah, I see that. It's easier for conceptualizing sort of maybe a common day-to-day sort of advantage.
Yeah, it's practical.
Yeah, I get that.
Certain times in life, though, we do get a non-dual experience. For example, orgasm.
Yeah.
Duality collapses in that moment. That's what I'd say anyway.
That's true, yeah. I see that. I think everything, like a lot of poetry to do with love, kind of expresses very similar things all the time. There seems to be this boundaries always break down around love. Two people are one. I guess in the root of every marriage ritual is always that concept of two are now becoming one. But yeah, no, I think that's an interesting one. It's a powerful thing to connect sort of on that one same level with everyone else around you, or everything else around you. I guess to go back to our days as a band, I feel like when we'd play,
yes,
it wasn't just us, it was a band, it was Pistol playing, you know.
Yep, that was one energy.
The same with our friend group, like when we were out together doing whatever sort of mischief we got up to, we were one. Yeah, like it didn't feel like I never spent a moment thinking like, oh, I'm here.
Yeah, that was me and David.
It was just we're here.
Yeah, it was us, not me. Fuck yeah.
And you know, I still see that today when I play with my band now. I feel like that happens. It starts to just break down and feel this connection with everyone. When you have discussion with people, when you hold a conversation with one or more people, it's also an example of sort of like non-duality, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, your ideas are, you know, your ideas are in separate heads, but when you start talking about them, these ideas, you know, everything's merging together. If there's a group of 5 people talking about the same thing, you all become on that same stream of consciousness and the same stream of understanding and knowledge. So I think you see it in like literally anything you do. So I totally agree with this thing, with non-duality. It's amazing.
Dude, like this is it's beyond, it's extreme, it's radical. It's the most extreme thing ever. Yeah, it's more extreme than a million orgasms. That's maybe a bit too extreme.
Maybe a bit too extreme.
So there's like levels of getting what we're talking about. So you know.
Yeah, no, I get that. But yeah, non-duality. Are there any good books on that?
Yes. So what was it called? Be As You Are.
Being As You Are.
I think it's Be As You Are.
No, Be As You Are.
And yeah, it's by Ramana Maharshi that you got. Yeah, that is crazy.
Cool.
Good one. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was no, I see that a lot in a lot of just day-to-day things, to be fair. So
what have you been seeing?
Well, just sort of the concept of non-duality and stuff. So I think that's maybe an aspect that, you know, a lot of people could grasp if time was taken to just tell people about it, I think.
Yeah.
Like when we were saying, maybe our education system fails in teachings of certain things that kind of maybe a bit more important. Like that is a big, I think that's a big one. You literally see it in every instance of history, probably, in every instance of life happening right now in society, and how we just function as social beings, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, yeah, what was I going to say? Struggling to light this that's impossible. So. Yeah, so so non-duality, it's like, it's said that it's not like a belief system or like like a conceptual thing. It's what is right now. So really, right now, this is one experience, and there's nothing. There's no real separation. There's only separation insofar as a concept. So and it's a door into this house is to realize that every object I see in my experience, it requires a subject. You know, like one subject. I've only ever had a first person experience. My life has only ever been first person. So
yeah. Oh yeah, fair. It's interesting. It's an interesting topic. I do like it.
Okay, well anyway, let's change topic. Let's change topic. So yeah. What else, you know?
Okay. Well, what have you been reading into recently, or sort of learning about recently, or getting involved in sort of stuff?
I think a good topic is probably veganism. You know, it's a big topic. So, you know, yeah, had a vegan Christmas, very tasty.
Yeah. Amazing, yeah. Amazing.
Good. Nice potatoes. Yeah. And a very good nut roast, I think it was.
Yeah. I've had a few nut roasts. I guess because obviously I'm veggie, not straight vegan just yet. Though I do aim to be. I think the biggest thing I've realized is it's quite easy to take meat out of your diet.
Oh yeah, I do.
Like, definitely been the biggest surprise to me doing it. It's just like everything that comes up, and then I'll think, oh wait, how could I eat this meal if I don't have this type of meat in it? Because that's just so classic. That's what I'm used to. Yeah. But boom, you just read one recipe for some different meat substitute, and it changes everything. It's just like, well, there we go. Wasn't so hard after all. But how have you found transition into veganism?
Well, very fucking easy. Extremely. It's like it's harder to pick up cheese at the supermarket. It takes more calories to fucking pick up meat. So yeah, it's fucking easy.
Yeah.
I use whole food.
Yeah. So that's one thing with me is cheese. I love my cheese.
Very addictive.
Like, yeah, exactly. And I would like to wean myself off, to be fair, and to be vegan, which is something I have an interest in being anyway. I think would be a great way to do that. It's just, yeah, I don't know.
I can help you. If you want help, I can help you.
Yeah. I think maybe if I make the steps towards it, I might just take it a bit slower. With vegetarian, I dropped it straight away, and I was veggie straight away. And I tried being vegan like that, but I found it quite difficult because I didn't really know what to do to just replace stuff I was now losing, like eggs. I think is a big part. Don't really drink any milk. I use milk substitutes when I have milk. I think that should be a thing that should have changed a long time ago.
You got loads of milk, like, you know, you got fucking cashew milk, almond milk, coconut milk, hazelnut milk. Hazelnut milk seems like chocolate milk, dude. Like,
literally, and when you have a hot chocolate with any other type of milk, say if you're having like almond milk or imagine hazelnut milk, it's like a better hot chocolate.
Yeah.
It's like better than when you have it with cow's milk. I think, the whole milk thing, that could change. I don't need milk at all. I don't think anyone needs milk in terms of what a cow produces. It is actually quite unnatural.
Yeah.
Every living thing on the world, every mammal on the world stops drinking milk when it's not a baby anymore. And that's it. That's just, they don't, elephants are pretty strong. They've got some pretty strong bones, and they're not drinking milk every day. You know, it's not needed.
They're literally eating like leaves and shit.
Yeah, that's literally all they eat. But yeah, even carnivores, even animals that eat other animals, they don't even need milk every day.
Yeah.
So
it's basically all marketing.
Strange thing.
Yeah. Like when you look
obviously,
at
I know that milk is cheese, and that's how cheese is made.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm in that sort of. I love cheese. Don't really see the point in milk, and it's just a bit of a contradiction in itself. But
yeah,
one day.
What I would say to help you here, if you want help, I'll just say anyway. It's basically like, so we got to think about our why for being vegan. It's not just like a popular trend or anything.
Like, yeah, of course.
So like, when I've done loads of research, and in the cheese industry and all this industry, the dairy cows, they're still killed. So if that's what like makes us go vegan,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, one of my main reasons is the suffering we've put animals through because of these things. Like the complete lack of acknowledgement from everyone on these things. To produce milk, a mother cow with her newborn baby needs to be separated, and then and then pretty much surgically raped to have the natural process of producing milk. Well, that natural process almost gets tricked into thinking it still is expecting a baby, and like
twisted. It's fucking weird.
It's just it's just wrong. Humans have come up with that and decided, let's do that on mass production scales. It's like,
I reckon, right? This is just a new thought. I reckon with the world wars and stuff, I think our focus was just like a bit fucking like off. Where it's like, okay, we're focusing on this world war. So now, like, we've got all these mouths to feed. We've got to feed the nation and stuff. Fuck it. Let's milk some, like, let's do some weird shit.
Oh, no, yeah, I think it does stem from that. The fact that the war put everyone into rations.
Yeah.
Suddenly we needed to ration everything because we were like, fuck. We don't have enough stuff, really, at the rate that we produce things. And that's why in the late 40s, 50s, into the 50s, that's when, like, you could buy a whole chicken in a supermarket. You don't have to go to a butcher anymore. We've got hundreds of slices of beef and steaks in a shopping aisle now, rather than going to a butcher who killed 2 or 3 cows a week and then sold everything that he had from those cows, every inch of them, including their brain and their tongue, Yeah. And nowadays it's just, you walk down an aisle of a shop, you could probably buy 2 packs of steak, a pack of steak with 2 steaks in it, and chances are they're probably not
cows.
Yeah, 2 different cows, and you don't know what happened to the rest of it. That's how absurd it has become.
Oh man. Yeah, so I'm pretty like set on veganism. I'm just like, this is fucking it, man.
Yeah, I also want to do it because of, I think that's my main reason. It's just like the sheer, it's practically genocidal in a way if we really think about it. But it's also the complete ignorance to the environmental impact from everyone, including the companies that just want to make profit off the whole thing. And then there's also the health aspect. I know vegans always get hit with a lot of
where to get your protein.
Oh, you miss out on these vitamins and stuff like that. And it's like, I understand there is this one vitamin,
B12,
like B12, I think.
Yeah,
and you get a supplement for it. It's like,
thing is, dude, I can show you my cashew milk bottle. Is it added B12, my friends? Added
well, in
B12
cashew milk.
on my cashew
There you
milk.
go. That's the thing. I don't. These people who say like, "Oh, it's unhealthy." It's
It was
unhealthy.
80p as well.
That's
80p.
a stigmatism.
It's
It's just such a stigmatism to similar to the social media stuff. Create the outsider. Be like, why are they doing something different to how me and everyone else has been doing for years? And that's all it is. Because there's some people out there who are, like bodybuilders, beefy people who are vegan.
Dude,
like, I'm never going to aspire to have my body jacked up and stuff, but if you can do that while still being vegan, you can probably live very well being vegan. I don't think there are any problems with it. And it just annoys me the way it gets attacked, I guess.
Also, it's like lots of evidence of like the meat and dairy industry, animal product industry, like influencing stuff. Of course they are.
But, oh yeah, for sure. It's like in America, they have a fast food place called Arby's, and all their marketing, all their adverts are just talking about how they've got the meat. That's their slogan. We've got the meat. And it's just, they create like the most horrendous meat-filled sandwiches.
Yeah.
And that's their whole marketing. And that's why people like love going there. And it's just like the fact that you're literally just getting toyed on. They're directly talking to you, getting you egged up on this whole meat thing. Where like they don't care about like a big meaty sandwich. They care about the money you're gonna throw at them because they're following along to your agenda, to this idea of you've got to eat meat. That's the way. Meat's the best. So when really it isn't. Like, go fucking vegan or vegetarian for 2 weeks, take a shit, and tell me meat's better.
Take a shit. Tell us.
It's just like, it's just so much better. That's the first thing I realized when I went veggie. I was like, oh man, going to the toilet it's nice now. It's actually quite enjoyable. I could actually just get the natural process, get through it, no problems. But
that's the clip from our episode here. Trailer. It's funny.
Yeah. Though we've been hitting some good subjects. It's been pretty fun, I must say.
Yes.
It's an honor also to be on Information Paradise podcast.
Thank you.
I've been following along and watching since your first one. And
wow.
I think it's sick. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I plan to just stick it on my website. That's what it'll be. Fuck yeah. Yeah.
What is the website link?
It's .com.
Okay, awesome.
And there's loads of other shit on there as well. My slogan. Catchphrase.
Yeah, awesome. Oh. But yeah, fair enough. How did you build the website? Did you just do it on one of these companies?
Well, I called up Mark Zuckerberg. I was just like, mate, can you help me out?
I need a website that will change the world.
Quick. Yeah. We'll see. Yeah.
But no, I think it's a good idea making the move onto your own website.
I have no idea. I have no idea about technology, technocratic, blah blah blah. I don't have a fucking clue.
Just go with it, and you'll figure it out.
Oh yeah, I mean I know how to do technology, but all of the shit the politics, or how it's changing society and shit like that. Fuck it. Who gives a fuck? What can we do? You know.
That's it.
I guess what we can do is get happy ourselves individually, so we don't need to like scroll endlessly and shit like that. Because there wouldn't be then like there wouldn't be any like abuse of power if there wasn't like people who need it, who need their service. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, some things we still like work out in our heads, don't we? You know, some things we're not like decided on, so we just got to like think about it more and just like
just making sure we stay in tune with just like I don't know, logic, I guess, logical thought processes that don't require us to Google something. Like, just don't worry, you can figure it out. Humans have gotten themselves this far on figuring it out. Everyone is capable. We don't need to rely on a database of everything.
I'm excited to like get out in the real world more, you know. I think we should do like a camping trip at some point, shouldn't we?
Yeah, for sure.
Probably like meet up somewhere between Bristol and Brighton. You know, there'll probably be
somewhere we could get through some like travel link, some transport link, just get to the middle of somewhere. 100%.
Yeah, that was so fun actually. Holy shit.
That would be really good. I'm sure there's some sort of national park sort of thing.
They're everywhere.
Somewhere in the middle of they're everywhere. Yeah. We're lucky to have that.
Yeah.
For such a small country, we're lucky to have a lot of natural space still. But yeah, I'd be really keen. Also, like obviously, we being in Bristol, we're so close to Wales. We want to do little trips around Wales. So if you're ever interested in that, get your butt on a bus and get on over.
Maybe in the summer, because holy shit, it'll be cold. Huh?
Yeah. Well, I think definitely going to try for something this summer. We were talking about maybe early spring, because I don't mind camping, like, you know, in the harsher weather. Maybe if it's not as, still a bit cold, maybe at night time sort of thing. Maybe a little bit wet. Who cares? That's part of it.
The best thing I found is like, and I've never done this before, is we got to have like a thing up underneath us while we're asleep. What I've been doing is I've been sleeping on the fucking cold ground this whole time. Whole time. It's like the coldest part of the fucking camping.
Yeah. Just get like a really simple roll mat, really.
Yeah, man.
Even
mat.
thick blanket.
Yeah,
the yoga mat, like that's just where all the heat goes down into the ground. So it literally will suck you. It'll suck you to a cold.
Yeah. Dude, let's remember some old stories, from the time. Dude, I was looking on the Google Maps, Google Earth for my travel. I'm gonna do some traveling, backpacking, right? Looking around, where can I go? And out of curiosity, I went to fucking Chelmsford and Eastleigh, and I play this game where you press the fucking human, where it's like where it shows up the lines, and I zoomed out.
Down the street.
Yeah, street view, and I zoomed out, and I was just like, okay, see if I remember this place.
Okay,
every time, every time I did.
It's just like some random spot, some random street, and it's like,
near Eastleigh College, which is near the church where we were picking up some weed, and before we went to, I think it was to Brighton, maybe.
Yeah. Because that's when you were getting picked up, and you were like, "Do you want to just come back to Brighton?"
Yeah.
And we hadn't been up yet. That was our first time, and we were like, "Sure."
Holy shit! And then
we just played in the studio. We played in the Shack 2.0. We just played for ages. Yeah, no, that was good. Then we just went on a little adventure through Brighton.
Dude, like, wow. Yeah, I remember like seeing you and Seth that first time when, wait, no, that must have been the second time or something. And like we walked up the hill.
Mm-hmm.
We met at like the hill. Oh yeah, we lost each other.
Yeah.
We couldn't find each other.
But yeah, and then we found each other again. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, no, crazy times. But yeah, we'll have more. We'll talk about camping. I remember when we'd go down to God's Hill in New Forest, down to Old Brian, and we'd just been to a party the night before, and you'd already left. So the next day you were like, "Well, I'll be heading there early." So you went to New Forest, got dropped off there.
Yeah.
We went to B&Q, stole a few like ropes and tarpaulin, so that we could really set up the base camp.
Yes, dude.
We got to Old Brian, and we didn't know where you were. But we'd seen this den that you'd made.
Holy shit.
Like den out of all the leaves, perfectly made. Yes. We thought you were going to be in there, and you weren't there. And you're just walking down through the fields up the hill, like, "Hi guys, just been going on a bit of adventure." I remember we used to get so excited. We'd just like get a fire going, set up a tent.
That's the essence of human life.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting back there, man.
Oh yeah, we should definitely do a trip back there. 100%.
Yeah,
that'd be really good. Oh, for sure. I'll let Kai know actually as well. That could be really funny.
Yes.
But
what else we need?
I'm keen to do a lot of as much as I can, because it doesn't seem like there's going to be much of anything else to kind of go out and do during all this COVID stuff. So to actually go out and go camping, I think would be so much fun. Because not going to be playing any gigs, not going to be seeing any gigs. So
thing is, like, what we could do if we have a community, we have our little community, right? We have some musicians in our community. If we went out camping, took a load of guitars, took maybe a bongo or two, and we got a fucking gig.
Exactly. We can just sit around the fire and we can play. We can do whatever. And that'll be a lot of fun. 100%.
Holy fuck, dude. Yeah. Thing is, I could what else do we need? Because I could do all the stuff I want to do and still just have this thing, like still do this. I'm thinking like, oh no, I might have to sacrifice one for the other. But it's actually not the case.
Mm-hmm.
I realize that.
Yeah. You can open yourself up to do as much as you want. And I think as long as you really care and you have the attention for all of them, you can do it. You might have to do some prioritizing. Be like, I love doing this thing, so I'm going to do that every day. But be like, I love doing this thing, but maybe I'll have to do that once a week or something like that. Yeah. It's still just doable. Keep yourself active with every passion you have. But it can be hard. It can be hard as well.
Yeah, I think camping, fucking, gigs, dude. Let's fucking music. Whoa, come on. Natural fungus growing.
Yeah, I think that'd be really fun. Just go on a big exploration again. Just another adventure.
Yes.
Times.
What we should do is, because usually I forget to actually plan something. So what we should probably do is actually sort of try and plan for a date for this.
Yeah. Well, we already said we want to do early spring.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing March or April would be a good time.
Yeah.
But I'm also just willing to do whenever.
Okay.
You know.
Well, dude, I mean, I'm off. I want to do it as soon as possible, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, fucking like, I'm already in the mood. So like, I've already ordered a fucking tent.
Nice, yeah.
So
I've got my one man tent in Bristol. So I got that for whenever. I think I got a sleeping bag over there. Hope so, anyway. But
nice.
and I've got a little transit kit here. I'm gonna ask my dad about, so that like a little cooker, and it's all folded in with a sort of a frying pan, a saucepan, smaller saucepan, the actual fire thing, the grill, and you just kind of unfold it. So we could boil water, and we'd have, you know, something for some tea, something for some basic camping food of any sort. But yeah, I'd be really keen, and I really want to do a bit of a hike as well, like carry all the gear, camp in 2 different locations or something. I think that'd be really fun.
Like, do you know about the Lake District?
Yeah, the Lake
That is one
District
of the most beautiful places ever.
That could be really good. I'd be very keen to go there if you are.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, like, fuck. I mean, when should we do this? You know, when should the first one be? Because yeah, I mean, I'm free like this. I'm all the time, basically.
Let me have a.
For this, I'm free.
So, what's this? So Easter and stuff, that happens in March. No, that happens in April. Well, I would be good to go anytime from maybe late February to any time after then. So towards the start of March, I'd really be keen. Because I think, you know, that's kind of sandwiched in between some uni stuff, so I wouldn't be doing any final essays or anything like that. So I'd have the time to go out and do it. And
okay, cool.
With work, I can get time off if I just give them advance. But I'll talk to Ben Stanswood about it as well, because I know he's definitely also really keen. But we could even do a little video for Information Paradise out there.
Yo, yeah.
Discussion round of a campfire.
That'd be fucking sick, dude.
A little campfire talk.
Yeah. We recorded about like 4 episodes, like, of just us talking. Do you remember that?
Yeah. I do remember, actually. Yeah, where we'd just do it on voice recordings, wouldn't we? Yeah. We'd just play it while we were walking around, while we were chatting. That's amazing. Right, so Lake District. That would be amazing to go to, because it's quite like mountainy as well, and it's really high up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that could be sick. Maybe stop, like, see if we can. I guess COVID is a bit of a problem. I was going to say maybe stop off in Liverpool or Manchester maybe for a night as well after, and then go up to Lake District from there. It could be really fun, but might be a bit pointless if everything's closed. Yeah, but I think for now, here, I've got maps, so I can see what we got on. So from Brighton here and Bristol there, we've got North Wessex Downs.
Let me get my phone.
That's a potential place. Area of natural beauty. That's what it's called. It's an area of natural beauty. So, imagine going out places like this.
Holy shit. Just listening to, what was that song? Like, Good Life. It'll be a good life.
Good life.
That was so funny. Yeah.
Oh man, I remember you and Kai used to love that tune.
Yeah.
Was it One Republic or something, isn't it?
Yeah. One Republic.
Wow. That's so funny.
Yeah, so Lake District. Wow. Bristol. This podcast kind of dissolved, but you know, whatever.
It became a bit of a chat and a plan.
Chats.
Do you do it? You edit though, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I can do that. Yeah. So, wow. We've got North Wessex Downs and South Downs. Cool. Well, we got loads of places, you know.
Yeah. I think we can definitely, and then obviously we could do Wales as well, because there's a lot of wild Wales. Like where if we go a bit more north as well, we could go do some wild camping there for sure. That'd be really fun. But yeah, wild camping. That's something more people should take advantage of. Did you know that in Norway, it's actually legal to camp anywhere?
Wow.
So wild camping, if some sort of ranger is walking around and sees you, they can't do anything. You're allowed to camp anywhere. You're even allowed to camp on private property. If someone owns acres of land and it's just forest, you can walk there and sleep there in a tent and make a little fire there, completely law abiding, as long as you remain like 100 meters away from the actual property, the actual house. You can't go near, like just keep your distance from the actual house. So if someone's got a massive garden, a long garden that's longer than I can't remember how far. I think it's might be like 200 meters. You could camp at the bottom of it.
Yes.
You just climb over their fence, and it's all allowed. And you can just set up your tent. Well, I feel like that should be encouraged in more countries. Just why can't you go out into the countryside and camp out?
Well, we're gonna fucking do it. So.
Yeah, literally. I mean, obviously, if you're camping anywhere, disclaimer to any of you viewers, if you're camping anywhere, respect the environment.
Yeah.
Pick up your rubbish.
Leave no trace.
Stay fires. Don't start tearing stuff down. Pick up the sticks that are on the floor.
Put the rocks in the bin. If you find any rocks or twigs, put them in the bin. We don't want any in the forest.
Yeah, I think that's another. It goes down to the reason why maybe it's not allowed. It's the worry of forest fires or whatever. But maybe if we taught people how to be a bit more in tune with stuff like this. I mean, fire is something that everyone's going to encounter. You don't really get taught about fire too much. You kind of just scare you into, don't play with fire, you will burn the house down.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, right. But I think fire is an amazing thing if you know how to respect it.
The biggest fire that we did. The biggest fire that...
we made big fires, but we always had water on the side. But we did make massive fires.
I don't know. Yeah, we probably did. But yeah, I think
I know we did. I know, and we'd always I made sure the fire was fenced in. We make some rock circle and stuff, so it can't spread as easy. But yeah, we made fires that were taller than us. we went pretty primal sometimes, actually, didn't we?
Dude, there's so much more of that to be done. You know,
yeah, literally.
There's like you can do like chanting around the circle. We never did chanting. We never did like dancing around the fucking circle, dude.
Yeah.
Wearing our own masks and shit. making masks out of fucking wood and shit. Why not? You know, how funny.
Literally, that would be so much fun. That would be a lot of fun.
Bongos and shit.
That would be sick.